Hey guys. Okay, so I probably should have done a fabric haul, or I should do a fabric haul. I'll just have to include this linen in its already pre-made form. I've been working on a historically inspired like banyan housecoat sackback robe situation. It started out that I had in mind that I was going to use, one of those patterns that floats around on Pinterest, and then it wasn't really exactly what I wanted. And then I started thinking, well, maybe I'll just go ahead and try to do something for by myself, make something up. And it just sort of turned into it's historically inspired. It's no way historically accurate in that I'm not using a pattern from anything. And I mean, it may wind up being more historically accurate in that respect, that it's just sort of I'm making do with the fabric that I have, and I'm piecing things together when I need to. Now, this is going to be a underarm gusset. I'm going to do a triangular gusset, kind of just right in the middle of the sleeve. It's a choice, adding gussets. Good choice? Not sure. Necessary choice? Maybe? Sorry, hit the camera there. I don't know, we'll see. I just bought some thread from Burnley and Trowbridge, which is what I'm using right here. I'm using this one is the 60. Let's bust out my sewing thing here. This is the Burnley and Trowbridge 62, 60 by 2. I'm not sure how you're supposed to read the size of thread, if it's 60 over 2 or 60 by 2. Anyway, this one, it's 100% linen, 1,500 feet worth in this little spool, like so. And I figured this would be a good project to practice using this thread. I have not used 100% linen thread before, and I'm sewing on a 55-45, I think, linen cotton blend is what this is. So it's more linen than anything else, but I believe it is blended with cotton. And everything I've been reading, use linen thread on linen, use silk thread on silk, and so on, makes a ton of sense because, this slides through this linen so nicely. And I had been working on a shift a while back, and I had a 100% cotton thread that I was using. And even though the fabric I was using was, again, a linen cotton blend, heavier on the linen side, that cotton thread tangled and jumbled and got to the point where I just wanted to take that thread and wrap up my entire project and just chuck the whole thing out the window, because I was so done with having to pick out little tiny knots and all of that. So yeah, I would 100% not recommend. But this has been super nice. I've basically just thrown this together over the course of a couple of days. I washed and dried this linen pretty aggressively to start with, because I wanted to make sure it was something that I could throw in the washer, because this is, even though it's historically inspired, it's actually going to be something that I'm going to wear regularly around the house. And anybody who's got kids, mom turns into plate, cup holder, booger wiper. My clothes are apparently my children's napkins and tissues. So I need something that I can sanitize after my children have finished with me after the end of the day. And also something too that if I was if I wanted to wear it into the kitchen and I actually spilled coffee on it, you know, like, that would be the worst if I had just spent all this time making this beautiful silk, you know, day robe or banyan or whatever, and I ruined it by spilling coffee on myself. Like, I would just die. Because I really did, I originally was thinking that this would be an interesting project to try to make reversible. I'm crazy. I don't know why I even had that, like, 30-second thought, where I would have, like, similar color, but 2 different fabrics. So, like, silk on the inside, linen on the outside. I could flip it over if I wanted softer, you know, like linen on the inside to wear for the day. If I wanted to, you know, silk, then I could flip it inside out. Or I thought about just making it of 2 different colors of silk and just having it reversible for color. Yeah, if I would do something a little bit more historically accurate as far as like simple, the way you cut it out, then I would probably follow the Burnley and Trowbridge bedgown tutorial and just make it longer if I wanted it longer, and then maybe just line it that way and try to figure out a way to make it reversible. But this one is not going to be, this project that I'm working on is not going to be really lined. I'm using some white linen in some strategic areas around the shoulders to give it a little bit more structure, but I'm not actually putting in a full lining or anything on this. I may play around with the idea of lining the sleeves, like maybe later I'll slip in a lining on the sleeves or something if I want to sort of stiffen them up, because I plan on sort of folding back the cuffs. You know, you've seen the cuffs on like jackets and stuff where it's like folded back and you've got like 3 little pleats around the elbow. I was thinking that might be kind of nice to do on this or something along those lines. So I'm going to try that out and see how it goes. But this is pretty, while it's like fairly hefty linen, it's pretty floppy. Like, I didn't taper my sleeves at all, so they're just a total, like a column. And so they're obviously like fairly wide at my wrist to fit around my shoulder. So I don't know if the pleats are going to look that nice or if they're just going to kind of look, you know, just floppy once I do them. So we'll kind of see how that goes once I get to that point. I'm sort of, why am I psyching myself up on these darn gussets? It's a rule, isn't it, that sleeves suck? Like, sleeves always suck? I just remember, like, hating putting them in on my shift, but then after I did it, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like, I psyched myself way too much up for it. So I'm hoping that I'm not misremembering at this point, and it's not just hopeful, you know, wishful thinking that, oh yeah, no big deal, I'll have no big problem putting these sleeves in. Meh. Like, it's not a complicated sleeve. It's just a tube of fabric, right? No big deal. We'll see how this goes. I don't even really have like a true armscye or anything that's going into. I just basically have the one seam across my shoulders to connect the front and back, and that's about it. So it's not like I've got a big old thing that I have to, I don't have to gather my sleeve in, I don't have to worry about any of that. I'm just, you know, it's just pretty basic, lots of squares and rectangles on this thing. So let's see if I can finger press this open. Actually, let's go like this first, see if that'll stay. Sort of. Kind of. Really? I don't know. Here, let's see if this will... Just have to like roll it under and pin it. Fiddly bits. I feel like that should be a theme song. Fiddly bits, do do. Kind of along the lines of Addams Family, you know? Can you tell I've had a really long week? Because I feel like stupid stop happy. It's only Wednesday and I'm so ready for work to be over and done with. This is how I unwind. It's by sewing. So, okay, let's make sure I didn't totally meh. It's kind of janky is a technical term. We're just gonna go with that and hope this works out. It's gonna go under my arm. Nobody's really gonna see it. I don't even know why I'm like really stressing about what this looks like at the end of the day as far as the construction goes, because the bulk of the look of this thing, I think I've already got down. It's like not gonna be too big of a deal. It's more just, can I make it look pretty? That's my cat scratching. Thanks, Lico. Thank you, Lico. At least she's not scratching at my sheets. Yep, that's nice. So we are making super tiny little stitches and hoping that this is gonna come out okay in the end. We're gonna do a little fast forwarding. Hey, that's not too bad from the other side. Look. Nice. So, I mean, these are pretty darn close. Not quite, obviously, but pretty close. I'm proud of that. Not too bad. Especially under my arm, like, nobody's really gonna notice that, like, at all. So, not too shabby if I say so for myself. So my sleeves are going to be, right, how do we do this? Okay, so the flat side of the gusset is going to go towards my body, armpit, or I hate that word. The pointed side is going to go down the length of my arm. That's what the plan is. So my gusset needs to go in like this. And then, so one side, so the other side, and then this will flip out like this. And then this will just be the seam that goes down my arm. Yeah, we can do that. Alright. So that's the plan. That's what I'm going to be working on. I will see if I can rig my camera to a point where I can show you guys like the whole thing once I'm done. Or maybe in pieces before I put the sleeves on and stuff like that. We'll see how that goes. But that's the plan at this point. Thanks for sticking around. Talk to you guys later. Bye.